Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm Graeme.
Welcome to the Same World, Different Planets podcast.
A conversation between two friends separated by 30 years.
So, this week I thought we would talk about DIY, as I've been busy in the garden doing lots of DIY.
No, let's talk about anything else other than DIY.
This is why I wanted this conversation, because I know it's not your favourite thing in the world, is it?
It's going to be a very, very short podcast this week.
What is your DIY skills?
Zero. I'm proud of it.
What can you do?
I can't do anything. I have a lifelong hatred of anything to do with DIY. I believe that I'm beaten before I even start, and that makes me right. I've been married for 42 years this year, and the only DIY that's ever been done in our house is by my wife, Lynn.
It's strange because people of your age are usually well into DIY, and if I look at like my dad, for example, who was probably the generation after you, before you, sorry, like he could do anything. He could build a house. He could do it, and it was just that age, you know, where you don't pay for something to be fixed. No. You fix it yourself.
No, you're not right. I had the privilege of meeting your dad. And Paul, you're right, could do anything.
Yeah.
But he had a confidence about him that said, if I have a go at this, it'll work out just fine.
Yeah.
And he could do it. I have an attitude that says, if I have a go at this, I'll make it 10 times worse. And it's going to cost me even more to pay the tradesperson to come in and fix it. Whereas if I just called the tradesperson straight away, I'd get away with it cheaper.
Well, talking of cheap, that was my next note. Do you not think there's a large cost behind not doing it yourself?
If there's anybody cheap in this room, it's not me. Of course, it's more expensive to do it, for me to pay someone to do it, but I just don't have those skills. I have a very particular set of skills.
Which are?
They're not for public consumption.
Right.
At the same time, I do know what my limitations are.
Okay.
And my limitations are I can change a bulb, I can change a plug. And today, funnily enough, today of all days for you to bring up DIY, I even fixed the kitchen scales today.
Oh, blimey. Yes, you had to get your little IKEA tool set out, did you?
Well, the battery had gone flat, so I had to change the battery. But that is fixing, isn't it? And I did it myself.
I'm not sure I'd class it as DIY, though.
You say potatoes?
Yeah. So, would you be able to do an IKEA flat pack?
Of course not, no. And Lynn has done many IKEA flat packs, both for our house and for our son Joe's house, because my son Joe, unfortunately, inherited the same DNA from me, and he's completely useless. A couple of weeks ago, we went round to his back garden, and he'd got his in-laws round, and they were fixing up some railway sleepers, and Lynn had badgered me into going over to help, and I wanted to be part of it and I wanted to help, but I do know my limitations, and I thought, am I going to embarrass myself? But when we got over there, they know Joe completely, and they know that he's just like me, and they said, look, we won't worry about getting Joe involved, because even when he comes round to our house and wants to use a fork, we have to put a cork on the end of it. So he's just got the same lack of skills that I've got.
So I found a fact that 3.4 million Brits have injured themselves during DIY, with a further 3.3 million damaging their property.
Yeah, and I also wonder what percentage have killed themselves.
It's probably quite high.
I bet it's a bigger number.
Yeah, I agree.
Another reason for me not doing it.
But what I would say is I've been out there now for best part of a week, and I get a sense of pride when I finish each day and I look at what I've completed.
Yeah, but people are starting to get a flavour of what you're like, because the good feeling that you get when you do DIY has nothing to do with the fact that you've completed something. It's the fact that you haven't had to part with any money to pay anybody else to do it.
Absolute bollocks.
It's true. You can sit there and lie, but you know it's true.
What I think has made it more accessible for me is the fact that now I can go onto YouTube and search anything and find a step-by-step tutorial.
Yeah,
I was about to call it a tutorial, which is quite a jazzy name.
Quite difficult for me to say. I think that is also bollocks, because before YouTube there was a thing called TV, and on TV there used to be people who showed you how to do things.
You couldn't keep watching it back though, could you?
Well, you could if you... Well, no, not in the 60s you couldn't. No, that's right, you couldn't. But it makes no difference. Watching somebody else do something doesn't mean that you can do it. I've watched Ronaldo play football. I've watched Sevi play golf. Doesn't mean that I can do it, does it? Same goes for DIY. Exactly the same thing.
So you're anti-DIY, basically?
No, I'm not anti-DIY. I'm anti-Graeme having to do DIY.
So my final question would be, how demasculating does it feel that your wife does all the DIY and you do nothing?
That isn't even the right word. It's not it's emasculated. How emasculated do you feel?
How emasculated do you feel?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No, not at all. I've got no level of embarrassment whatsoever in either letting her do it or having to admit to the whole wide world that my wife does the DIY in our house.
Well, you just have. So if you have any DIY horror stories, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from them.
No one's going to write to you.